Welcome back, everyone. Have you ever felt the unsettling presence of someone who just seems to carry a dark aura? Today, we're diving into a crucial topic: 5 signs you're dealing with an evil person. Inspired by the wisdom of Stoicism, we're here to help you identify these warning signs and empower you to protect your peace and well-being. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more valuable content to you, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now, let's explore the subtle yet significant signs that you might be dealing with an evil person. As we go through these signs, ask yourself, have you ever encountered someone who exhibits these traits? How did it impact you, and what did you do to cope? Manipulative behavior. Have you ever felt like you're being used or controlled by someone, often in subtle and insidious ways? This could be a sign of manipulative behavior, a common trait among people with harmful intentions. Let's dive into what manipulative behavior looks like and how to recognize it. Manipulative individuals often have a hidden agenda. They use charm, persuasion, and sometimes coercion to get what they want, often at the expense of others. This behavior can be hard to spot at first because it is usually masked by friendliness and charm. These individuals are skilled at reading people and exploiting their weaknesses. They know how to make you feel special, appreciated, and needed, all while steering you towards their desired outcome. You might notice that a manipulative person frequently uses guilt trips to control your actions. They may say things like, "I thought you cared about me," or "If you really loved me, you would do this for me." Such statements are designed to make you feel responsible for their happiness and to manipulate you into doing something you might not want to do. This emotional manipulation can be incredibly draining and can leave you doubting your own worth and decisions. Another tactic is playing the victim. Manipulative people are often masters at portraying themselves as the wronged party, even when they are the ones at fault. They do this to gain sympathy and to deflect responsibility for their actions. For instance, they might twist a situation to make it seem like you are the one being unreasonable, thereby shifting the focus away from their own misbehavior. Manipulative individuals also tend to be very controlling. They might try to dictate who you spend time with, what you wear, or even how you think. This control extends to gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation where they make you question your reality. For example, they might deny events that you know happened, or they might tell you that your feelings and perceptions are wrong or invalid. Over time, this can erode your confidence and make you increasingly dependent on the manipulator's version of reality. In your daily life, you might see this play out in various ways. Imagine a colleague who always seems to get you to cover their shifts, promising to return the favor but never following through. Or consider a partner who insists on making all the decisions, dismissing your opinions and feelings as unimportant. These behaviors are red flags that indicate manipulation. Dealing with a manipulative person requires a firm understanding of your own boundaries and a strong sense of self. It's important to recognize the signs early and to trust your instincts. When something feels off, it probably is. Setting clear boundaries and sticking to them is crucial. Communicate openly and honestly about your feelings and make it clear that you will not be swayed by guilt trips or victim playing. It's also helpful to keep a support network of friends and family who can offer perspective and support. Talking about your experiences with others can help you see patterns of manipulation that you might miss on your own. Additionally, learning about assertiveness and practicing it can empower you to stand up to manipulative tactics effectively. Remember, manipulation thrives in environments where it goes unchallenged. By staying vigilant, trusting your gut, and maintaining strong boundaries, you can protect yourself from being exploited. This approach not only safeguards your mental and emotional well-being, but also reinforces your self-worth and independence. Lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, to put oneself in someone else's shoes, and to experience their emotions as if they were your own. When dealing with an evil or harmful person, one of the most telling signs is a lack of empathy. Let's delve into what this looks like and how it can manifest in everyday interactions. A person who lacks empathy often seems emotionally detached from the feelings and experiences of others. They may appear cold, indifferent, or uncaring, even in situations that would typically elicit a compassionate response. This lack of emotional response can be particularly jarring in circumstances where empathy is expected, such as when someone is grieving, celebrating an achievement, or going through a difficult time. For instance, if you share a personal problem with someone who lacks empathy, you might receive a dismissive response like, "Everyone goes through tough times, get over it," instead of the support and understanding you need. This indifference can make you feel isolated and invalidated, as if your feelings don't matter. In relationships, this lack of empathy becomes even more apparent. A partner who lacks empathy might not understand why you are upset after a stressful day at work, or they may fail to recognize the importance of special occasions or milestones in your life. They may also engage in behaviors that show a blatant disregard for your feelings, such as cheating, lying, or making hurtful comments without any sign of remorse. Another common manifestation of a lack of empathy is a person's inability to acknowledge their own wrongdoing. When confronted about hurtful behavior, instead of taking responsibility and showing genuine remorse, an empathetically deficient person might shift the blame onto you or others. They might say things like, "You're too sensitive," or "It's not my fault you feel that way," effectively invalidating your emotions and avoiding accountability. At work, a lack of empathy can be particularly detrimental. A manager or colleague who doesn't care about others' feelings might push unreasonable deadlines, dismiss concerns about work-life balance, or ignore the stress and burnout of their team. This creates a toxic work environment where employees feel undervalued and overworked, leading to decreased morale and productivity. In daily life, encountering someone who lacks empathy can be draining and demoralizing. Imagine dealing with a friend who never listens to your problems, or a family member who belittles your emotions. These interactions can make you feel unseen and unheard, which can take a toll on your mental health and self-esteem. Recognizing a lack of empathy is crucial for protecting yourself from emotional harm. It helps to look for patterns in behavior rather than isolated incidents. Consistently dismissive, indifferent, or self-centered actions are strong indicators that someone lacks empathy. Pay attention to how they respond to both positive and negative experiences of others. Do they show genuine happiness when someone succeeds, or do they seem indifferent or even resentful? Are they supportive during difficult times, or do they quickly change the subject to avoid dealing with uncomfortable emotions? Dealing with a person who lacks empathy requires clear boundaries and self-care. Accept that you cannot change them and focus on how you can protect your emotional well-being. Limit your interactions with them if possible, and seek out relationships with people who are capable of empathy and mutual respect. Surround yourself with friends and family who validate your feelings and offer genuine support. Practicing self-compassion is also essential. Understand that the lack of empathy from others is not a reflection of your worth. Validate your own emotions and seek healthy outlets for expressing and processing them, such as journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or seeking professional help. In summary, a lack of empathy is a significant red flag that indicates a potentially harmful person. This trait manifests through emotional detachment, dismissiveness, and a lack of accountability. By recognizing these signs and setting boundaries, you can safeguard your mental and emotional health and foster more supportive and empathetic relationships in your life. Consistent lying. Lying is a fundamental breach of trust that can severely damage relationships and one's sense of reality. When dealing with an evil or harmful person, consistent lying is a prevalent and particularly insidious behavior. It erodes trust, creates confusion, and can make you question your own perceptions and memories. Let's take an in-depth look at what consistent lying entails and how it affects you. Consistent liars deceive not just occasionally, but as a habitual part of their behavior. They lie about big things and small, sometimes without any clear reason or benefit. This behavior can range from exaggerating achievements to fabricating entire stories about their life. Over time, this creates a web of deceit that is difficult to untangle. One of the most damaging aspects of consistent lying is how it undermines trust. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship, whether it's personal, professional, or familial. When someone lies consistently, it becomes impossible to rely on their words or actions. You begin to doubt everything they say, constantly questioning their honesty and motives. This constant state of doubt can be exhausting and mentally taxing. For example, imagine a colleague who lies about completing their part of a project. You find yourself double-checking their work, unsure if they've actually done it or if they're just claiming they have. This not only disrupts workflow, but also creates an atmosphere of suspicion and mistrust within the team. In personal relationships, consistent lying can be even more destructive. A partner who habitually lies might conceal important aspects of their life, such as their financial situation, past relationships, or current activities. This lack of transparency prevents true intimacy and can lead to feelings of betrayal and insecurity. You may start to feel paranoid, constantly wondering what else they might be hiding. One particularly harmful form of lying is gaslighting, a tactic used by manipulative individuals to make you doubt your reality. A gaslighter will lie about events, conversations, or promises, insisting that you remember things incorrectly. Over time, this can erode your confidence in your memory and perception, leaving you feeling confused and powerless. For instance, they might deny ever having said something hurtful, even when you clearly remember the conversation. This deliberate distortion of reality can make you question your sanity and sense of self. Consistent lying can also manifest in the form of pathological lying, where the individual lies compulsively, often without any clear motive. These lies can be grandiose, portraying the liar as more successful, intelligent, or talented than they really are. Pathological liars may invent elaborate stories about their past or achievements, creating a fictitious persona. This behavior is not just a means to an end, but a deep-seated part of their identity. In everyday life, dealing with a consistent liar can be incredibly frustrating and disorienting. You might find yourself constantly second-guessing your interactions and decisions. For instance, if a friend consistently lies about why they can't meet up, you may start to feel unwanted and confused about the true nature of your relationship. Recognizing consistent lying is crucial for your emotional and psychological well-being. Look for patterns of dishonesty and contradictions in their stories. If you catch them in a lie, they might react defensively, deny it vehemently, or try to shift the blame onto you or someone else. Pay attention to how often they change their story or backtrack on previous statements. Once you recognize consistent lying, it's important to set boundaries to protect yourself. Confronting a liar can be challenging, as they might become defensive or attempt to manipulate the situation further. Approach the conversation calmly and assertively, presenting clear evidence of their dishonesty. However, be prepared for the possibility that they might not admit to their lies or change their behavior. Limiting your interactions with consistent liars is often necessary to maintain your mental health. Surround yourself with people who are honest and reliable and seek support from friends, family, or a therapist. Building a network of trustworthy relationships can help restore your sense of reality and confidence. Practicing self-care is essential when dealing with the fallout from consistent lying. Engage in activities that ground you and reinforce your sense of self, such as journaling, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. Remember that someone else's dishonesty is not a reflection of your worth or intelligence. In summary, consistent lying is a destructive behavior that undermines trust, creates confusion, and can severely impact your emotional and psychological well-being. Recognizing the signs of habitual lying, setting firm boundaries, and seeking support are crucial steps in protecting yourself from the harmful effects of this behavior. By fostering honest and transparent relationships, you can build a more secure and trusting environment for yourself. Enjoyment of others' misfortune. One of the most disturbing traits of a harmful or evil person is the enjoyment of others' misfortune, often referred to as schadenfreude. This behavior goes beyond mere indifference to others' suffering. It involves taking pleasure in or even seeking out opportunities to witness or cause harm. Understanding this trait and recognizing it in others is essential for protecting your own well-being. People who take pleasure in others' misfortune often exhibit a range of behaviors that reveal their true nature. They may laugh or smile when someone experiences a setback, or they might go out of their way to point out others' failures and shortcomings. This behavior is driven by various underlying factors, including jealousy, insecurity, and a desire for power or control. Jealousy plays a significant role in schadenfreude. When someone feels inadequate or threatened by another person's success, they may find satisfaction in that person's failure. This stems from a sense of rivalry and a need to feel superior. For instance, a co-worker who feels overshadowed by your achievements might delight in your mistakes or challenges, subtly or overtly expressing their pleasure in your struggles. Insecurity is another driving force behind this behavior. Individuals who are insecure about their own abilities and worth often project their feelings onto others. By reveling in others' misfortunes, they temporarily boost their own self-esteem. This might manifest in snide remarks, gloating, or spreading gossip about someone else's difficulties. For example, a friend who feels insecure about their relationship might find satisfaction in your romantic troubles, using them as a way to feel better about their own situation. The desire for power and control can also lead to enjoyment of others' suffering. Some individuals derive a sense of power from witnessing or causing harm, as it reinforces their belief in their own superiority and dominance. This can be seen in bullying behavior, where the bully enjoys exerting control and inflicting pain on their victims. In more subtle forms, it might involve manipulating situations to cause discomfort or distress to others, all while maintaining a facade of innocence. Recognizing someone who enjoys others' misfortune involves observing their reactions and behaviors in various situations. Pay attention to how they respond to bad news about others. Do they seem unusually interested or pleased? Do they share negative news with a hint of excitement or satisfaction? These are red flags that indicate a deeper issue. For example, imagine sharing with a colleague that you didn't get a promotion you were hoping for. Instead of offering support or sympathy, they might smirk and say something like, "Well, I guess you weren't cut out for it anyway." This type of response not only lacks empathy, but also reveals a disturbing enjoyment of your disappointment. In social settings, these individuals may also encourage gossip and negativity, steering conversations toward others' failures and misfortunes. They might downplay or dismiss positive achievements, instead focusing on any negative aspects they can find. This constant negativity can create a toxic environment that affects everyone involved. Dealing with someone who enjoys others' misfortune requires a careful and strategic approach. First, it's important to set boundaries. Limit your interactions with this person and avoid sharing personal information that they might use against you. Protecting your emotional well-being should be your top priority. Second, maintain a positive and resilient mindset. Recognize that their behavior is a reflection of their own insecurities and issues, not a commentary on your worth. By staying positive and focusing on your own growth and achievements, you can diminish the impact of their negativity. Engaging in self-care activities such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with supportive friends and family can help reinforce your resilience. Third, consider addressing the behavior if it becomes too disruptive. This can be done through a direct conversation, expressing how their actions make you feel, and asking for change. However, be prepared for resistance or denial, as individuals who enjoy others' misfortune are often not self-aware or willing to change. In professional settings, documenting instances of this behavior can be useful, especially if it escalates to harassment or bullying. Having a record of specific incidents can help when seeking support from HR or other authorities within the organization. Surrounding yourself with positive, empathetic people is also crucial. Building a strong support network can buffer the negative effects of dealing with someone who takes pleasure in others' suffering. These supportive relationships can provide perspective, encouragement, and validation, helping you maintain a healthy outlook. In conclusion, the enjoyment of others' misfortune is a deeply troubling trait that can cause significant emotional harm. By recognizing the signs, setting boundaries, maintaining a positive mindset, and seeking support, you can protect yourself from the damaging effects of this behavior. Fostering positive relationships and focusing on your own well-being are key steps in navigating interactions with such individuals and preserving your mental and emotional health. Unwarranted hostility and anger. Unwarranted hostility and anger are clear indicators of a harmful or potentially evil person. This behavior is characterized by frequent, intense, and often unpredictable outbursts of anger directed at others without a justifiable reason. Understanding the dynamics of this behavior and its impact on your life is crucial for navigating such toxic interactions. Individuals who display unwarranted hostility often have a volatile temperament. They might explode over minor issues or perceived slights, creating an environment of tension and fear. This unpredictability makes it challenging to feel safe or comfortable around them, as you never know what might trigger their next outburst. For example, a person might react with disproportionate anger to a simple mistake, such as a missed call or a slight delay. This kind of behavior can be rooted in deep-seated issues such as unresolved trauma, insecurity, or a need for control. People who are insecure may lash out to assert dominance or protect their fragile ego. They might use anger as a tool to intimidate and manipulate those around them, creating a power imbalance that ensures they are always in control. One of the key signs of unwarranted hostility is the frequency and intensity of angry episodes. Unlike occasional frustration, which is a normal human emotion, unwarranted hostility is marked by repeated and severe reactions. These individuals might also display a lack of remorse for their actions, failing to apologize or acknowledge the harm they cause. Instead, they might justify their behavior by blaming others or the situation, refusing to take responsibility. In personal relationships, this hostility can be particularly damaging. A partner who reacts with anger to small issues can make you feel constantly on edge, as if you are walking on eggshells. This emotional volatility can erode your self-esteem and sense of security, making it difficult to relax or express your true feelings. Over time, you might start to withdraw or become overly accommodating in an attempt to avoid triggering their anger. In a work setting, unwarranted hostility can create a toxic atmosphere that affects everyone. A manager who frequently lashes out at employees can foster a culture of fear and anxiety, leading to decreased morale and productivity. Employees might become reluctant to communicate openly, fearing that any feedback or question could provoke an angry response. This stifles collaboration and innovation, ultimately harming the organization's success. Dealing with unwarranted hostility and anger requires a strategic approach to protect your well-being. The first step is to recognize that the problem lies with the hostile individual, not with you. Their anger is a reflection of their own issues and insecurities, not a response to your actions. Understanding this can help you detach emotionally and avoid internalizing their behavior. Setting clear boundaries is crucial when dealing with a hostile person. Clearly communicate what behavior is unacceptable and what the consequences will be if it continues. For example, if a colleague frequently yells during meetings, you might state that you will leave the room if they raise their voice. Consistently enforcing these boundaries helps establish a sense of control and reduces the impact of their hostility. In personal relationships, it might be necessary to seek support from a therapist or counselor. Professional guidance can help you develop strategies to cope with the emotional toll of unwarranted hostility and decide whether the relationship is worth maintaining. Therapy can also provide a safe space to process your feelings and build resilience. If you are dealing with unwarranted hostility in the workplace, document instances of hostile behavior. Keeping a record of dates, times, and specific incidents can be valuable if you need to escalate the issue to HR or a higher authority. Having detailed documentation strengthens your case and demonstrates the pattern of behavior, making it harder for the hostile individual to deny their actions. In some cases, reducing or cutting off contact with the hostile person may be the best course of action. While this is not always possible, especially in work environments, it is important to prioritize your mental and emotional health. Surround yourself with supportive, positive people who respect and value you. These relationships can provide a buffer against the negative impact of hostility and help you maintain a balanced perspective. Practicing self-care is also essential when dealing with unwarranted hostility. Engage in activities that promote relaxation and well-being, such as exercise, meditation, or hobbies you enjoy. Taking care of your physical and mental health can help you stay grounded and resilient in the face of stress. Lastly, developing assertiveness skills can empower you to stand up to hostility without escalating the situation. Assertiveness involves expressing your needs and boundaries clearly and calmly without aggression. By maintaining your composure and communicating effectively, you can navigate hostile interactions with greater confidence and control. In summary, unwarranted hostility and anger are significant red flags that indicate a potentially harmful person. Recognizing the signs, setting boundaries, seeking support, and practicing self-care are essential steps in managing the impact of this behavior. By taking these actions, you can protect your well-being and foster healthier, more positive relationships in your life. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into understanding and recognizing the signs of dealing with an evil person. Navigating these challenging interactions isn't easy, but armed with the knowledge of manipulative behavior, lack of empathy, consistent lying, enjoyment of others' misfortune, and unwarranted hostility, you can protect your well-being and foster healthier relationships. Remember, your mental and emotional health are paramount. Don't hesitate to set boundaries, seek support, and prioritize self-care. It's important to surround yourself with positive, empathetic individuals who uplift and validate you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with others who might benefit from it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Also, Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so drop a comment below and join the conversation. Together, we can build a community of resilience and understanding, turning these challenges into opportunities for growth. Stay strong, stay positive, and stay connected. Until next time, take care and be well.